Namaste, beautiful yogis. Welcome to Ali Kamenova Yoga. I'm Ali, and today we're discussing how I quit coffee. I mentioned on Instagram that I quit coffee, and a few of you said were interested how I did it. So I figured I'll talk to you about it in a video so that I can be as descriptive as possible because I think there is details to it. And I have a few notes on Lotus drawings. The notes are literally just a few points, why, how, benefits, but all of it has a lot of details to it. So someone asked, why did I quit coffee? Was I bothered by it? I actually was not bothered by drinking coffee. I had figured a way to drink coffee with Johnny's help quite a while ago. He had rules about coffee a long time ago when I met him, and I kind of picked up his rules over time. At first I was drinking quite a lot of coffee because I really liked it, but his rules were not more than a cup and not after 12. So pretty much that has been a very strong rule for me. I used to make a small cup of a very high quality coffee. I drink it for the taste and for the ritual, and I just like it. It agrees with me, and I drink it early in the morning or early after I wake up, I should say, because I don't wake up super early. And that's it. And it didn't bother me. I slept really well drinking coffee. It didn't bother my digestion, my stomach, my I can't say that it bothered me much. If I drink a lot, of course, I would be bothered by it, but I always gauge it. Do I sleep 8 hours? How is my energy through the day? How, just to scan your body for the regular kind of wellness points, and you figure if it works for you or not. Now, I'm also not convinced that coffee is bad for you per se. It has antioxidants. I did feel good on it. I used to and it's not to say that I'm done forever, because I don't like announcements like I'm gonna quit coffee or I'll eat this for 30 days or I just am my mind is a rebellious mind, so I would actually not do it if I announce it, or if it's a big plan and there's pressure. So I just quit it naturally without much thinking about it. But it didn't bother me, but at the same time I know it is addictive. So maybe having a substance that is hard to quit is not the best feeling, but at the same time I have no resistance. We have to accept our lifestyle, especially if it's a pretty good lifestyle and if we feel good, because guilt never results in anything good. So we have to first have an accepting, nurturing way of relating to ourselves. So without further ado, let's move into the next stage. How? As I said, I was not necessarily planning on quitting coffee. In my mind, I probably would have always preferred if one day I quit, but I had come to a place where if you told me that I would just drink a cup a day, forever, I was fine with it. I like Ethiopia coffee in Kenya. They're very unique, very specific, light roast both. They're phenomenal. So I drink them dark, a small cup, and I just really taste it. It's phenomenal. And it kind of sets my morning apart from the rest of the day. There is a ritual to the morning. And I do believe there is health benefits to things if done in the right way, natural things from nature. But anyways, so I started to drink pu'er. For the most part, through the years, I've drank a lot of pu'er, but in periods. Like I would drink pu'er for a few weeks, then I would stop. I was introduced to pu'er when I went to herbal school. I went to East West in Northern California. It was in the Santa Cruz area. I forget at the moment the small town it was. It was in the mountains above the ocean. A very beautiful school ran by someone that has a famous company, a popular herbal supplement company at the moment. I forget his company. I shouldn't forget it, but at the moment it's escaping me. And in one of the lectures, they invited the owner of one of the kind of iconic, I think, places in San Francisco for tea. I've never been there, by the way, because he was up in the school doing the lecture, and he goes to China, hand selects his teas, and he described oolong as the coffee of teas, and pu'er as the old man tea for meditation, like just the meditation tea. The old people, he said, in China drink it. So and he himself was a poor drinker, a younger guy, and he said, he explained how pu'er works, and he buys for himself just because he's a tea connoisseur a really expensive pu'er. I forget how much it was per pound, but it was something that most of you will be impressed by as a price. Like, I don't remember, was it $500 a pound, something like that. But he explained to us that because he rebrews it so many times, the higher the quality of the pu'er, the longer it's aged, the more times you can rebrew it, and the color remains, there is still color in it. It fades slowly, but very slowly. So per cup he pays as much as the cheaper tea because he rebrews it so many times. So he was explaining that even though upfront, he buys himself the more expensive tea, overall he pays exactly the same amount of money per cup. And let me show you. I'll talk about which pu'ers I'm drinking, but let me show you. I saved today my first brew, so I haven't even drank tea per se today because I woke up way too early. Let me see. Can you tell the color is the color of coffee? Just scared to move my camera because then I can't adjust it. I don't know. You kind of get the idea, maybe like that. Yeah. The color is pretty much the color of coffee for the aged pu'er, and the taste is very earthy. I should say the aroma, when you smell it, it smells like leaves and fall earth. If you were to go to the forests, it smells like fall earth. And the taste is kind of like that, kind of like earth and fall leaves. And I would keep it at that. Some people say mushroomy, composty, stuff like that. Here, I'll tell you which ones I use. It says earthy and deep and rich. Okay, so but it tastes not. There isn't a lot of taste to it. It kind of tastes like nothing. It has a little bit of that fermented smell to it, kind of like earthy. But that's about it. I can't quite liken it to anything else I know. It doesn't taste like any of the other teas. It doesn't taste like black tea. It's really earthy. You could get used to it, or if your palate is very picky, you may also not like it. You might hate it. But I mostly drink it for the benefits. I must admit that I do enjoy the taste, and again, it gives me a ritual in the morning. I wake up and I do my first brew in the morning, and then I rebrew. I use I should have brought it. I use loose tea, and I just use one of those kettles with a basket in it, and I pour water in it, and then I keep rebrewing it. With the one I have, I probably can rebrew it up to 10 times, and it will continue having color, becoming pretty light, kind of lightish in the last brews. You can see when it's kind of completely done. But I've noticed that the more I rebrew it, it almost seems like it pulls more L-theanine from the tea, so I sleep better. The caffeine is pretty water soluble, so it goes pretty much probably in the first and second brew at the most. And after that, I think it's antioxidants and L-theanine. Now, if you want to do further research, do so. I haven't quite studied it lately because I kind of I got into it a while ago, and I got an idea about it. So now I have less curiosity because I feel familiarity with it. So I started recently. I bought a new. I finished my previous one, Numi. I was drinking organic Numi, Emperor's Numi, pour. They come in big bags, and I bought a second bag from a new company. I only so far have the courage to buy organic because teas are sprayed with heavy pesticides, and I'm quite concerned. Pour can be a very fancy tea. It generally speaking, comes in like a bird nest looking brick. Looks just like a nest, and it's compressed. It's aged and fermented and compressed in those tuchas. It's called tucha. It's the bird nest, and people break off from it and brew that. And those can range from aged for 10 years to aged for 100 and something years. And like wine, they can become more and more expensive. The one I have is medium range. It's not cheap, but it's not, astronomical either. It's doable. It's either Numi. I finished my Numi bag and I got this one. The Numi bag was also very big because it's loose. Both of them are organic, and this company also says, I think Numi says the same, they test them for chemicals inside. And this one, as I said, is organic. It says Golden Moon Tea. I directly ordered from the company. Numi was on Amazon, and I know a lot of people now avoid Amazon, so always search internet, of course, for where you can buy and who you can support. This is a small company. I want to say they shipped it from North Carolina, probably. Ashland, yeah. Asheville, North Carolina. I think that's where they shipped it from. It's been a month or two, and I'm actually moving through it a little too fast. I thought it will last me a long time. The Numi lasted me a year, but this, I'm kind of finishing it already. It says it has high caffeine, but I have to tell you that how it works is it gives you a state of even alertness throughout the day, and when it's time to sleep, you sleep deep. So the main benefit I like pour for, and now we are moving into the third phase of the video, benefits. So the main benefit I like from it is that it is a very calm, alert state. It induces you. It has caffeine in it, but you don't feel it like the way you would feel it with other teas or with coffee. It's a really calm place, and once you are at this calm, very alert place, I should have drank it this morning. I haven't drank it this morning. You just stay there until you go to bed. There isn't any of those things with it. The magic about it, I'll talk about the other benefits with it because it's a tea with a long list of benefits, health benefits. The other magic of it is when I started to drink it, my taste buds changed, and I just found myself not caring for coffee in the morning, which is not something that has happened to me before. Whenever I've quit coffee, it's because I felt I should quit it, or I wanted to do some more clean or detoxing style diet. Not that I still, there is quite a bit of coffee that I need to study more to understand it better. I love plants, and there is something about coffee that is a little extra there. But it changed my taste buds for coffee. I just found myself not wanting coffee, and the way I quit it, this is very important. If you've drank coffee for a long time, don't just quit it because you have a headache, you get a headache. Just cut it in half for 2-3 days, and again that half cut again in half quarter for another 2 to 4 days. You can do longer. You're almost not gonna feel it, and you can replace that missing caffeine with extra tea, already drinking tea on the side, and then cut it again, and then the last few days you can just have a teaspoon of brewed coffee, right? Not the teaspoon of grounds, but the like brewed coffee. You can leave it from the day before, just so that you get off of it so smoothly that you don't even know you got off of coffee. And that is the way I quit, and whenever I've quit, I started doing that, and I just don't feel it at all. So the benefits, as I said, it changed my taste buds. So I just didn't want coffee, which I feel probably it is something good. I don't know. Someone said, as I had just quit coffee, one of the members on my website, one of the yogis, she said, I have to, by the way, because I did a pour coffee cup, and I do, right now I'm doing the coffee cup program. I'll talk about health a little bit at the end. I'm doing the coffee cup program, which means you get the buzz of a coffee cup, of a cup of coffee within the movement of a class, right? We get that invigorating feeling from the movement. So I did a cup of pu'er. Of course, I love pu'er. So I did oolong. Milk oolong is one of my favorite teas. Also, it's more of the buzzy one, the buzzy teas. And pu'er is more of the calming teas because it's packed with all kinds of stuff, polyphenols, antioxidants. It has GABA in it. That's included usually in sleeping combinations formulas. It has L-theanine in a large quantity, and it really helps with sleep. And as I said, alertness is people like about it. So she messaged me and she said, I have to thank you. It's magical. It tastes like it tastes like poo. Sorry, it smells like poo. She said it tastes like air, but it's magical. So I was like, I'm curious. Tell me, why is it magical? And I can see how it can taste like, it smells like poo. It tastes like air. It just tastes a little bit like air. I wouldn't say it has a body to it. It's quite light, the body, but it gets dark, as you can tell. I think once you get used to it, you really like it. This one is way lighter in taste than the Numi. The Numi was way stronger, the first brew, almost like you had to really sip it. It was like drinking brewed leaves, and people knock themselves out with the reviews online. Someone said this tastes like I just brewed compost, but not like high quality compost, she said. She's talking about a different brand, but it's almost like she's like, this is not fur compost. It's more like a cedar compost. So when I was researching to buy my next bag after the Numi, I laughed really hard reading the reviews. Anyways, so she said, well, I had gotten to drinking up to, like a bottle of wine a night. And as soon as I started drinking the pu'er, all of a sudden I don't want the wine at night. So she said she was starting to get bothered by the wine because it's increased, how we tend to increase things. And as soon as she started drinking, I now see that I just put this jacket for the video. So as soon as she started drinking the pu'er, she stopped craving the wine. Just like me, I stopped craving the coffee. It's very bizarre. It's just a very subtle but very firm shift. It changes for you and you just can't resist the change. It's weird. So that's the benefit, the main benefit. Besides sleeping well and feeling really calm, those are the benefits I personally get from it. It is in China, they drink it with fatty things. Same with oolong, with fatty food, and it helps with the digestion of fats. It's also said to decrease your cholesterol. Now, I haven't tested that, but there is quite a bit of many articles about it. So it's fair to say it probably, or it lowers cholesterol. So it's for cardiovascular health. With the antioxidants, that kind of comes hand in hand. It says that it has some protective properties. I don't know about that either. I didn't drink it as much in summer, so I'll be curious to see next summer, because the sun in Texas is absolutely outrageously different than any other sun I've ever been around, be exposed to. It's absolutely brutal, and I got sunspots on my hands, which I actually kind of removed. I can do a different video about that, about sunspots and what I did. because this is going to become a really long video, but I want it to be explanatory about how I quit it, why I quit it, etc. So you get the idea. And also to just talk about even coffee, like just drink a small amount of coffee and you're okay, and try to not have guilt about your diet, because that's the only way to change things for the better, is by having acceptance and nurturing attitude towards yourself. On the other hand, I fully accept everything about my lifestyle, because it's a healthy lifestyle. It's things I enjoy and I generally feel great about. But I would always love to improve something. Like, for example, I would love to add some distilled water. I would love to sprout more things, stuff like that. So there's always room for improvement, right? We can add more antioxidants, more local food, stuff like that, the cleaner water, EMF protection. By the way, those are the three most important things as far as maintaining your health. Water, obviously, food, no surprise there, everybody knows that, but also grounding, earthing, always connecting to the earth. So the dirty electricity leaves your body, and EMF protection. Speaking of which, I just received a live tune actually of the Aries Tech. You know, I've worked with them for over a year now, probably a year and a half, and it's an amazing company. Those are they mitigate, or they reduce some of the dirty EMF, electromagnetic frequency in the air, up to the new frequency. I think I don't want to say it on video because there's so much restriction now as to what you can say or you cannot say. But you know, the new one that's very troublesome, and it's causing all kinds of weird symptoms in people. You know, even this is for that particular new grade frequency or whatever. So I do wear it. They have a sticker for your phone, which is the small one, and they have one that is for a room or a car. For a car, I think it's really important if you drive on freeways. They're very, very dirty electricity there, and if you start to feel kind of like weird and nervous and stomach pain, or like a knot in your stomach, those are all kind of some of the symptoms of the body being exposed to frequencies that are not natural to us. They're a lower frequency or dirty frequency. They're kind of like frazzled frequencies, unhealthful frequencies. So back to the yes, I would always love to improve my my lifestyle, was to detox the chemicals from the air, and obviously whatever else, food, water, clean water, clean electromagnetic field, because even though we don't see it, that is a big portion of how we feel and our overall well-being and our health. And that's kind of like talking about energy and prana. You want to expose yourself to people that you enjoy. That is probably, none of this is more important than the others, but being around people that you connect to through your heart and you share a similar resonance with, you have coherence in the relationship, you uplift each other's frequency because there's so much resonance. That is probably the most important thing. Love connections. And we are on the verge probably of creating a new society based on resonance, so connecting with the people that are on our same frequency. We're now realizing how different we are as humans. I always knew it, that I don't belong in many places where humans collect and gather, and it's the way they say, it's your tribe. I always felt that, but now it's in your face. There is a split in consciousnesses in humans, and it's just something new that we have not observed on Earth for a long time. We're in the end of the Kali Yuga period, so 12,000 years of a devolutionary movement for human consciousness. So we are now on the verge of something brand new. So I feel that I should say this within a video about coffee, but really have faith. and trust that we are awakening as humanity, and this is the process. It is an early process. It's sometimes fear-inducing, and as far as where humanity is moving, and if people can and have it in them to really expand their consciousness, but we are, even the language is changing, how people speak is changing, the level from which we process reality is changing as we speak. Everything is moving real fast. So trust that consciousness is expanding and humanity is moving towards a lighter stage, a lighter period for humanity. I am never scared of looking at the things the way they are, because the only way to transmute darkness is to see it as a part of yourself and to own, to take responsibility for everything. And from there, we can transmute it, alchemize it, shift it, transform it. That's besides the point. If you I usually write on this subject on Instagram. Anyways, so back to the tea. Digestion, it is a fermented product, so it can improve the flora in your stomach. It can improve your digestion. For weight loss, probably that is one of a common thing why people use it for. It helps with losing some fat. And again, studies done, apparently it is consistently helping with weight loss. Cancer, apparently it does have benefits for either prevention or reduction of cancer. You can read about all of those. I'm just mentioning what it has been studied for. GABA, so it calms the mind. It has cognitive benefits. For cognition, I still recommend rosemary. I really love it. I think you can also use it externally as an essential oil on your hair. Helps with hair growth. But it's also great if you eat rosemary, or even tea, or smell it, etc. It's really good for the brain. It really improves my memory and makes me, also helps me with alertness. It's subtle and it takes time, but it helps. And I'm sure there were more benefits to it. I think those are some major benefits that I mentioned. L-theanine is another reason why I love it. Now, it does have caffeine in it, but at the same time it also has L-theanine, which is it has the opposite effect of caffeine, so it's very calming and peaceful. And I sleep really deep whenever I add tea. It's weird because when I add tea using more caffeine, I sleep less, but that's not how pour works for me. And John is starting to get it. He's starting to drink it and see the benefits. He's not a massive rebrewer. He doesn't brew. He doesn't drink all the rebrews that I drink, and I think that's where a lot of it is, of the L-theanine. You can read about the antioxidants. You see it's pretty dark, so it has massive antioxidants. That's from the aging process. That company, Golden Moon, they have really interesting taste. I actually ordered one of their milk oolongs. I prefer this one from them. And I ordered some smoked tea that is smoked over pine. I forget the name. It's one of those special teas. It's really interesting. I opened it and the whole house smelled as if we're having smoked pine in the house. And I ordered one of the black teas. That is the favorite tea they said on the description of the owner of the company. So I ordered it just to taste it. But I have to tell you that I'm not a big fan of black and green tea. I drink them and I enjoy them. But pour is a whole nother layer of tea. And I think because one of the other reasons I like it is you can never overbrew it. You can leave it soaking forever and it doesn't get tannic. The tannins, like astringent, like that bitter thing, it doesn't have that at all. That's why you can rebrew it indefinitely, and it has different properties from the aging process. Anyways, I think I covered absolutely everything I wanted to cover, believe it or not. It's a long video just for quitting coffee, but I'm sure some of you want to quit coffee or wine, or want to lower the cholesterol, or find a beverage that, you know, is healthier than what you're drinking, or whatever. You know what I'm saying. I'm sure it can benefit someone, so I figured I'll cover everything about it. And that's about it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to come back, because I haven't been doing talking videos. I would love to come back and talk to you soon. And I hope you're feeling okay with the changes in the world. I hope you are trusting your body, and you're allowing your consciousness and your emotions and your process to go through whatever it needs to go through in order to come out on the other side expanded. I hope you're not allowing or shooting yourself from fear. Everybody is in the madness of fear now. So I hope you are able to observe things around you from a place of neutrality, and you're allowing yourself to stay in your center and to trust your path, and to trust that we are going to expand in consciousness. And I used to share a lot of videos on Instagram, haven't shared as many, but there is always spiritual things you can listen to and watch that can calm you down if you need emotional support, and always yoga, always, because it helps you connect with your inner guidance. It helps you breathe, it helps you be in the body, and that is a reset, a daily reset. It's just kind of like sitting on the earth, on the ground, and letting the frazzled frequency leave your body, the radiation leave your body, so that you can feel healthy. Same, yoga is the same. It is a daily reset. It brings you back to center. It brings you back to yourself. Anyways, thank you guys for doing yoga with me and listening to me. I'll list below the teas. I'll list below, if I've mentioned other things, I'll list below the protection. Whatever I've mentioned, I'll list below. And you can, if you know other benefits of horror, please feel free to post them in the comments below for other people to read them, because I have never thought about the wine, but that is a pretty cool benefit. All right, namaste.